Alright, man, here you go, man. Georgia versus Ohio State recap. You know, I can tell you this, man. Hey, besides me and Uncle Lou, you feel me? Maybe Uncle Lou. Wait, Uncle Lou, I say Uncle Lou because, he got a bigger fan base, and nobody really know me. Nobody know me. Because Uncle Lou, he got like 50, 60,000 subscribers and all that. So, like you say, he had people, Ohio State fans joining his Patreon, paying $10. Dude probably made like $5,000 last night from Ohio State fans joining his Patreon and all that. It's just in 55 minutes, Either way, y'all know how happy I am. Georgia finally beat Ohio State. After I've been Ohio State fans been on my head ever since, I started, talking football on Instagram and YouTube. It's like you have other fan bases, like you had LSU fans talk on me, 2019. Other fan bases. Of course, there's always gonna be Florida fans. Play every year. You're gonna have Tennessee fans, Auburn fans. All the other fan bases. And of course, you had Michigan for a couple weeks. You had Michigan fans for a couple weeks. Oregon fans. But Ohio State fans. Obviously the Alabama fans. But Ohio State fans, they've been here with me from the start. And Clemson fans going, every now and then. But Clemson fans has nowhere to be found right now. But Ohio State fans been here from the start. And ever since, Alabama, basically 2020, ever since the national championship game ended, I've been going back and forth. Ohio State fans. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Definitely, when I firmly said that Georgia was a better team in 2020 than Ohio State was, and all season in 2021, going 2022 season, 2021 going in the last season of Georgia. I had to help Gary Wilson and Chris Olave and you had Marvin Harrison and JSN and all them. Georgia won that championship. Well, Ohio State got embarrassed by Oregon. They went ghost on nowhere to be found. After they was talking all noise the whole season, talking about we were gonna lose to Clemson and all that. They was gonna, do all this. So they went ghost. Fast forward, start winning games, beat Penn State and all them, and beat this team and that team. It was like, oh, we better than Georgia now. Embarrassed Michigan State. It was like, oh, we better than Georgia. We the real number one team. Georgia ain't played nobody. Then they got punched in the mouth by Michigan. Oh, it's cold weather. It was just that, this that. Get what? Georgia won that championship. It was like, oh, you want to win because Jameson Williams got hurt. A lot of Ohio State fans do that. It was like, oh, that was a fluke. It ain't gonna happen no more. That was a fluke once in 40 years. You're not gonna see in that championship another, a long time. Fast forward, off season. Definitely this off season, because they felt like C.J. Stroud had the Heisman favorite. And, Ohio State had the favorite. Everybody thought it was going to be Alabama, Ohio State in that championship. Just about everywhere you go. Even some Georgia pages, they thought it was going to be Ohio State and Alabama. And I told y'all from the start, Georgia was going to repeat. TCU game ain't happened. But it's looking like, let's be real here. TCU a good story, but, and I said TCU was going to make it. I said TCU gonna miss you, but I'm talking about TCU later on after this video. This is Ohio State. I'm going nowhere. Ohio State fan. I know y'all ain't gonna see this video, but for the Georgia fans, and the Ohio State haters, this for y'all. Fast forward, all I had here was Georgia lost everybody. Georgia Georgia third best team. Georgia, no way. Georgia is I'm trying not to spoil it. I ain't trying to say too much because I want to, like I said, I want to say the same thing after Georgia win against TCU. Because it's going to be, after Georgia win that championship, I'll make a video with y'all. Oh, Georgia apology. You know, either way, there's Ohio State, you know, the best quarterback. You know, we got Travion Henderson. You know, Georgia, Ohio State offense miles better than Georgia. We got JSN. We got Marvin Harrison Jr. We got Mika. We got Julian Fleming. You know, our defense gonna be way better. We got Jim Knowles. You know, season how struggled against Notre Dame. I was like, okay, all right, you know, JSN got hurt. We changed our whole game plan. Okay, and multiple games. You know, just didn't look, you know, elite. You know, Penn State how probably was gonna almost lost that game until JTT had a day and they won. Y'all won. Played Michigan after y'all said, 360. Last year was a fluke. You know, we got Michigan at home. Me myself, I said that y'all was gonna beat Michigan by 17 points, 13 to 17 points, because I didn't think they just gonna have a good game. And you know, it was in Ohio State. Apparently, you know, I ain't let my listen. Ohio State's playing at Ohio State, not intimidated. You know, Oregon walked in and you know, dominated y'all. Notre Dame walked in and put up a good fight. Feel me? So, but of course, Michigan came in and punched y'all in the mouth. That's leading up to it. Michigan punched y'all in the mouth at home. Was the reason why y'all almost beat Georgia. Let's just be real. If Ohio State wins against Michigan, definitely by double digits. Georgia, TCU would have played Ohio State. TCU would have probably lost by 17 points. I mean, TCU would have probably lost by 17 or more points if they played Ohio State, you know. And guess what? Y'all would have had Georgia in that championship, and Georgia would have probably won by 20 points. Why? Because C.J. Stroud wanted to play like that. If Ohio State won the way if Ohio State beat Michigan, C.J. Stroud would have played like he been playing, because he thought it was good enough to win that championship. But that Michigan beatdown, and they had to sit there and get clowned on for 35 days, you know, because they ain't playing no conference championship. They had to hear about 35 days about, you know, about the fan base and all that, about how Ohio State was doing good. So guess what? No, Ryan Day was fired up. Like, Ryan Day was jumping all around. That's the most energetic I ever seen Ryan Day. You know, Ohio State, all the players talking about, we got advantage on this side. You know, everybody was hyped up on Ohio State. You feel me? So that's why I ain't really talk a lot of junk. I mean, not that, you know, Ohio State fans, you know, they delete their text to me anyway. You know, a lot of them delete their text, you know, Instagram and, you know, and all that. On YouTube, they delete their tweets. I mean, not tweets, but delete their comments on me. As I knew they would have. I mean, you had all the Ohio State fans texting me, oh, look at Georgia getting shredded. The third quarter, and Ohio State was up, you know, by 14 and all this. Georgia getting shredded. Georgia defense, Georgia, you know, number one team. Georgia overrated. You know, all this. Fourth quarter hit. 5 minutes left. Well, I'm gonna say after Aaron Smith touchdown, them posts and them texts, you know, they started disappearing. And after A.D. Mitchell touchdown, nobody responded. And after that field goal, Ohio State fans were non-existent. I couldn't find it. Except for the ones that complaining, but they ain't tell me back. You feel me? But look, that's C.J. Stroud. Like I said, I made a C.J. Stroud video. I'm like, but that Michigan beatdown helped Ohio State for Georgia. Because the game plan would have been the same, and Ohio State would have marched in Atlanta, thinking they could do the same thing. And C.J. Stroud would have thought he could do the same thing, stand in the pocket for 30 years, and think they was gonna win that week. But instead, C.J. Stroud did what every Ohio State fan and everybody wanted to see him be. And he did it. He did it. He did it versus Georgia. He ran out of pocket. Man, Ohio State O-line, man, that was horrible. Like, I ain't never seen that many uncalled like on C.J. Stroud run, Jalen Carter broke loose, and the dude grabbed him by the neck and fell down with him like a wrestling move. Like, I ain't never seen nothing like that. I'm spinning out like mine, cause that's how bad it is. Like, I ain't never seen an O-line, Zion Lowe jersey was gone. Like, Big Bad Alexander, even big, broke through. They pushed him all in the back, grabbed the jersey, and it just so happened it got so bad that they had to do it because Ohio State almost tore Smile Monday and ACL. Like I tell Zach Smith this, the Ohio State dude, men's sport, and he even had to laugh about it. Like, cause it was so like, bro, Smile Monday jumped in the air to try to contest the ball. The Ohio State player yanked him down while he was, bro, what is this? Like, Ohio State O-line. I had Paris Johnson was dog food versus Mikael Williams. Dude he was bullying him and for no, like on the sack he got on C.J. Stroud. Like he had Mikael Williams like this. Like he had him like he was about to Batista bomb or something. Like no call. I mean, but it was a sack anyway, so I ain't care. But I can't make this up. So Ohio State fans, yeah, you can say, oh, Marvin Harrison Jr. Oh, he was giving us business. He was killing Kamar Lassiter, and all that. Mika Booker had a good game. He had some big plays. Georgia's tackling was horrible, but C.J. Stroud, man, he had a good, like, he almost had an A+ game. He had an A+ game. He almost had a perfect score. Like, if I had grade C.J. Stroud, he was a 97. If I had a grade Stetson Bennett, he was like an 89. If I had a grade Ohio State performance, it was an A. If I had a grade Georgia performance, it was a B+. Like, that's the thing. Georgia did everything they could do to lose the game. It was bad luck. We scored on the drive, but Kenny McIntosh fell down on a walk-off touchdown. It was horrible. It didn't look good. But I'll say that when Javon Bullard laid that hit, and they ain't called targeting, I was like, we gonna win the game. Not saying that because Marvin got hurt. I mean, that was a big thing too. But Ohio State had to kick a field goal. They kicked the field goal, and it gave Georgia a chance. But Marvin jumped, and Marvin Harrison catch that ball, or they called targeting. Ohio State wins the game, easily wins the game. I mean, Georgia's been down 3 scores. Georgia, 2 field goals missed. Ohio State won. I mean, Stetson Bennett should throw about 4 interceptions, 4 or 5. I don't know what Stetson Bennett was doing. Like, he was frustrating to watch. Even Kirby Smart said it. I mean, the stats do it, but when you break down the film, Ohio State could have had about 4 or 5 interceptions. Literally. Like, that's why they ended the half, and they just nipped the ball. Dude threw 2 interceptions in one drive, basically. And back. Like, it was horrible. Like, he was forced. Like, he wasn't playing Stetson Bennett game. Like, C.J. Stroud played above his game. Stetson Bennett tried to play like he was trying to outdoor C.J. Stroud in the arm. Like, he was trying to force this and that. I'm like on the play he had probably an easy first down, and maybe more if he broke the tackle. But instead, he threw the ball when he over the line of scrimmage. He threw the ball. Well, he could have got the first down. We don't do nothing. So, I mean, Georgia, like I say, Georgia had a B+ game. Tackling was off. I mean, C.J. Stroud avoided like 4 or 5 sacks. I mean, Georgia should have had about 10 sacks. Jalen Carter, he couldn't get a sack. I mean, even with the holding, I mean, Georgia still had chances to get C.J. Stroud on the ground. That was just horrible tackling by Georgia that game. I mean, You had Ohio State did a good job. I mean, they had got Jamon. They tired us. See this Stroud. I mean, he like I said, he played like almost a perfect game. You feel me? Like besides like that, I think one of the sacks and the plays. See some plays he didn't know. It was a few that he was like, I mean, either way, dude, like everything he put on Georgia defense. He put so much stress on Georgia defense. Like he had them tired, you know. Then they called the play at before had to match Xavier Johnson up with Jamon Dumas Johnson. That was perfect. I mean, Jamon Dumas Johnson had no gas left. And Xavier Johnson, like you watch the replay, Xavier Johnson made one move and Jamon Dumas Johnson was jogging. It was horrible. I mean, Nicole Dean, he at least got the tackle. And that one thing about Nicole Dean, you know how tight he is, you won't know it because his gear. Man, that's what Jamon Dumas Johnson got to get better at. Got to have that a lot of more. There's a lot of plays Jamon Dumas took off this year that, he was like, what the world are you doing? Like Mississippi State punt return, dude was jogging. Like he ran past him and he was just jogging. Like, you got to get better at that. But either way, I mean, Ohio State, man, and it was... the way it ended, like, Ohio State was rat there. The kicker missed. As soon as he get the ball, it was an automatic walk-off. Like, as soon as he kicked it, you want to, like, bounce off the pole or barely miss. I mean, as soon as he kicked it, the ball went far left. You feel like it. That was, man. And y'all know how bad I wanted it. Like, I've been wanting Ohio State for the longest. But it was a good game though, man. You feel me? Like it was it was just a good game, man. You feel me? Like it was back and forth. Ohio State, I mean, let's say Georgia gave the game away in the first half. I ain't gonna say first half. Georgia gave the game away in the first 3 quarters. And basically the first half, they were trying to get a game away. I mean, you like Stetson, you can't throw an interception and give Ohio State the ball that close to the touchdown. No team can't do that against TCU. No team can't do that. I mean, we see what happened to Michigan. They lost. You feel me? Like, I'm talking about them later. I'm gonna talk about the Big Ten later. I mean, if Utah beats Penn State, it's a route. I mean, I'm really gonna be on their head, but you can't do that, man. So I'm saying, you feel me what I'm getting at? Georgia lost the turnover battle. Georgia lost the field goal battle. And that's I'm gonna say, and that's how the football works on the NFL. Like, man, like Kelly Ringo punched the ball loose on Marvin Harrison. Didn't get the ball. Ohio State scored tough. That's a big swing. Maybe, we take off, 4 points of Ohio State over, we could cover that fumble. Maybe they don't score a touchdown, maybe we don't score a touchdown, but we get a field goal on that drive, from that fumble. And then the biggest play of the game, I mean that timeout was big, but at the same time, you look back, Ohio State had 12 men on the field. That can't help either. But nobody has seen it. So anything, that should have been a penalty. But nonetheless, the biggest play of the game on the field, like that was scary, was when Zach Harrison Jr. I thought for sure he had a script sack. I thought for sure. Like, I don't know how that ball got off, but my heart dropped. I thought for sure, like it was like 2 minutes left. It was like second down, 2nd and 7. I thought for sure that game was over with, man. Zach Harris gonna strip the ball and fall on it, and with 2 minutes left, and Ohio State was up 6. I think Ohio State was up 6 the game because the game was online, and they was in field goal range already. could kick the field goal, you know, or whatever, called out, you know, whatever. I thought the game was over with, man. But look, that's how football works. Instead, Jackson been delivered dime. A zippy to black balls. And Georgia wins the game, man. Hey, congrats to Ohio State, man. Y'all did good. Came to Atlanta, gave us a scare, you know. But get what? Football 4 quarters. Y'all didn't learn lessons from Missouri game? Ohio State fans talked all about Missouri. Missouri. All leading up to the game. Missouri, man. Missouri, Kent State, and this and that. LSU, Missouri, Kent State, LSU, Kentucky. Y'all didn't learn y'all lesson from Missouri game? Football 4 quarters. Georgia, a 4-quarter team. Yeah. Get out of here, Ohio State. Get out of Atlanta. Get what? Y'all lost 2 games in a row. And was Cincinnati favorites.